Do you like TikTok? Hey, do you like TikTok? Do you like TikTok? Do you like TikTok? You have a girlfriend? Does she know you watch?
Alright, so I'm not sure if everyone's gonna pick this up, but have you guys ever seen this man on the Dumpy YouTube channel before? Early on, when I first made my channel, I tried to incorporate him as like a long-running meme, but I just stopped doing that. But then I thought about him recently and I was like, you know what? I think this guy is actually a content gold mine. And that means I'll probably end up making more than just this one video on this guy. And that probably means the clips will be making a return.
When we send you the details today, it's not a bot. Me and my team can just message you all of the details. When we send you the details today, it's not a bot.
But this man's name is Jason Capital. He is I don't even know, man, a advisor, a guidance counselor, God himself. And recently, he sort of became popular for creating pyramid schemes on TikTok. I haven't heard from him in a few years. He might be in jail. But he got his big break originally by doing dating advice / how to attract women videos. You know, a video where you look into the camera and you tell men 10 different ways they can make themselves more luscious and victory worthy to women. So since we're all basically headed towards marrying robots in 20 years, I thought we'd check out this video to hopefully help improve our Rizz game. 6 psychology secrets to attract hotter girls like Dan Bilzerian. Yeah, I couldn't think of a more attractive woman than Dan Bilzerian. I mean, she'll be really hot. I mean, I can't wait to get Dan Bilzerian back to my room.
He's known as the king of Instagram, but what makes Dan Bilzerian so successful with women? Well, he's rich, he's in shape, and he's famous, yet
oh my god, Jason Capital, is this video just the ultimate Dan Bilzerian glaze? I would get scrutinized in my comments if I uploaded this video. You know Dan Bilzerian, the girthy, hot, successful guy with tons of women around him at all times, showing the pictures and oh my god, man.
there are thousands of in-shape, rich guys who couldn't hold a candle to him in the girl-getting Olympics. And
I think Jason has a crush.
we have endless stories as well of famous guys who embarrass themselves with women, and I would know I've actually spoken with some of them. So
Dude, Jason is bloodthirsty. Also, why do I feel like he's talking about himself?
we have endless stories as well of famous guys who embarrass themselves with women, and I would know I've actually spoken with some of them. So
But he's not even famous. Like, I would bet money that after this video, Jason Capital is gonna be more known for being in Dumpy videos than his actual content. Also, I feel like this never happened. He's talked to rich men who are unsuccessful at getting girls and did what? Help them get girls? Yeah, right, dude.
what else is really going on here? Well, the answer is a no BS understanding of hot girl psychology.
Bro, how was this video even public on YouTube? I had to censor like 70% of that. It was straight up cheeks and fighting. And Jason Capital's like, oh my god, this video's gonna make millions, and just instantly gets demonetized.
Now, before I lay this out, let's talk man to man real quick. One of my heroes is Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin said being ignorant is
Oh my god, Jason, you're already doing it, man. You're already doing YouTube 101. Useless information in the first 5 seconds of the video. I don't know how Jason doesn't have 1 billion subscribers.
Do you believe you can learn something from everybody? I do.
I believe that I can learn something from anybody besides this guy. He just looks sort of untrustworthy.
But I know some guys will immediately close their minds and refuse to learn anything.
Is this supposed to be me? Is this Logan Paul's wife? Wait, I'm not even gonna lie. I think that might actually be Logan Paul's wife on the left. I'm sorry.
Urge you to not be a little bitch like them.
Okay, why is there so much projection in this video? I understand he's trying to use these big buzzwords to like gain the attention of the viewer and be like, okay, I'm not gonna be a little bitch, I'm gonna be a big boy. But it's just not working for me. I don't know. I still feel like a little bitch.
And instead, open yourself up to the possibility of at least learning something new here that can help you by today. Do we have a deal? Superb.
See, that right there, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Jason Capital instills venomous cringe in his subjects, aka the people who watch the video. Me and you.
We have a deal.
You're telling me Jason Capital is the Rizz god?
Then let's dive in. So I've hung out with Dan a few times. This is me and some girls at one of his house parties right here. Now,
Bro, he looks like a Fallout character. You just gotta love Jason, bro. I mean, he's just the biggest slime ball on the internet. Yeah, here's me and Daddy Dan hanging out in his mansion. Look at all these girls. It's like, Jason, keep it in your pants.
We originally just had a mutual friend who wanted us to meet. Now, I remember two things mostly about the first time we met. Number one, him telling me about a recent house party he had where he had slept with 5 girls and he was thinking about going for 10 at his next one. Did I have any input on that?
Bro, what? This is not a real conversation. Bro, I don't even know Dan Bilzerian like that. Like, I kind of heard that he might be a piece of shit or something. Like, I really don't know much about him at all. But why is Jason Capital straight up just lying in this video? Number one, the story is insane. Number two, it's just ridiculous. Like, who talks like that? Oh, yeah, man, like, I got with 5 girls at this last house party. Next one, I'm gonna try to get 10. What's your input on the situation? Like, what? As soon as Jason said, what's your input on the situation? That's like what Dan was asking Jason. I immediately knew the entire story was BS.
He had slept with 5 girls and he was thinking about going for 10 at his next one. Did I have any input on that?
Dude, Jason Capital looks disturbed. But again, I'm sorry, I'm just hung up on this. Like, why would Dan Bilzerian, apparently the guy who in the intro Jason said, oh, he's the arbiter of Rizz, dude, he has 50 girls living with him at all time sucking his penis. Why would he be asking Jason Capital for input on how to get more girls? I'm just sitting here a little bit confused.
Now, with that said, the dating game for most men is a losing game. The whole thing is rigged for you to chase and pursue and overinvest. That's why you've never seen me recommend it here, have you? Now, Dan figured this out too, and he set out to create his own game, a game that he couldn't lose. Now, watch here as he explains his game to Larry King.
Maybe like 2012. I kind of like figured out that life is more about setup. You know, I wanted to like set it up so that I could get laid without like having bunch of conversations and dates and whatnot. So
do people actually like watching this? I promise you guys, it's really not that complicated. I think the reason why this whole genre gets so big and overblown is that people get so insecure about their own masculinity that they have to confide in a channel like Jason Capital about how to be the alpha male, how to get all the hoes. But in reality, that kid that no one thinks about who you went to high school with that played Dungeons and Dragons in the cafeteria is actually getting laid with other people who play Dungeons and Dragons. But in all reality though, who is the target demographic? And maybe it's Redditors, but who's really watching this stuff? Who's sitting there watching Dan Bilzerian on Larry King talk about his private parts? Because in my opinion, that doesn't seem too interesting to me. I would rather spend that time watching Lego Ninjago Season 3.
Dan's success is largely based on his setup. In fact, if you could create a similar setup, it's extremely likely that...
Alright guys, take notes, okay? We have to set up people to be kidnapped to go to our pool party. It's all about the setup. It's all about that Dan Bilzerian setup, right? It's all about taking hostages.
You would experience very similar results. But yo, let's lay out the facts, right? We don't have Dan's money. We don't have Dan's fame. How the hell could we recreate anything similar?
Yeah, I ask myself the same question every day, you know, like, how do we create the setup to set up inside people's pants?
Well, because his setup is based on psychology, and that we can model. So what are the psychology-backed reasons that Dan's setup works, and how can they increase your success with women?
I don't know. I think if I consider setting it up, I feel like I got set up for failure by deciding to watch this video.
How are you using pre-selection in your online and your offline image right now? And how could you add even more if you wanted to?
Why does he speak like this, bro? I know he does not normally talk like this. Why does Jason Capital have to make himself out to be like the villain or something? Like, I'm gonna give you all the secrets no one wants you to get, but you're just a little bitch. You don't even deserve the secrets. It's like, I was gonna buy your course, but then you decided to be an asshole.
Reason number 2, women come to him. It is a fact of life that you have more power when the other party comes to you. This is true in negotiation, seduction, even in sports where you have the home field advantage. And Dan's setup, it started with him throwing parties. So if a girl's coming to the party, guess what? She's coming to him.
I mean, I guess if you throw a party, then yeah, theoretically, when people walk in, they'll probably look for you and be like, oh, hey, nice party or something like that. But that doesn't guarantee you're gonna get access to a woman. So what even is the point of this? This is just another example of Jason Capital being a con man, okay? He sells a course, he has a Discord, he has a Telegram.
We've created something called the Inner Circle. It is on Discord. Every single program that I've created is now in that Discord. All of the dating programs, the make money programs, the high income skills, it's all in there.
I've had most of the biggest influencers or names or creators, whatever you want to call them, in the last few years have come to me at one point or another and asked me for advice on how do I get more views, how would I scale? scale, hey, look at my feed, what would you change? I've had most of the biggest influencers or names or creative, whatever you want to call them, in the last few years have come to me at one point or another and asked me for advice on how do I get more views, how would I scale? Hey, look at my feed, what would you change?
This guy's a legit serial scammer, and that's why he made these long, drawn-out videos about how to get girls like Dan Bilzerian, where he doesn't actually say anything for 12 minutes. The whole goal is to make you, the viewer, feel like an absolute piece of garbage so that you're pressured into paying for his course. And what's on his course, you might ask? Oh, don't worry, just more content that makes you feel like garbage. And then he'll throw in some key details like throw a party so the girl goes to you. Hey, Jason, how do I get access to the girls in the first place? But obviously, guys, don't listen to me, don't listen to Dumpy, listen to Jason Capital. He is the most trustworthy man on the internet.
You have balls.
If you guys enjoyed this upload, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Check out the other content. We're having a lot of content. Goodbye.